Hi, welcome back. This is Bex with Hidden Cards Divination. I felt called to do full moon messages today. If you follow my daily posts, you'll know that today we got Wheel of Fortune, which is connected to Jupiter, and it also has fixed sign energy. Go check out my post. I went into a lot of detail about this card today. But today, tomorrow, we have the Sun opposing Jupiter in fixed signs, right? We have the Sun in Leo and Jupiter in Aquarius, and then the full moon is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius. It goes exact tomorrow. So with this Wheel of Fortune being Jupiter and then all that fixed sign energy and everything we have going on in the sky today, I thought it's a good time. It's a good time to do some full moon messages for the signs. So I'm going to do it like I did my last video, like I do my transit videos. We're going to group them by modality. For me, for my personal practice, I practice letting things go on the full moon, releasing stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. If that's not what you do on the full moon, then maybe just see if something pops out for you if you practice differently. Because I know some people do, not everybody does what I do, you know. So the cards are like upside down. I'm already getting flustered. So we'll do, I think I'll just do like one card 咩and what has happened? Like cards are like, I don't know how I did that. What to release for the full moon in Aquarius conjunct Jupiter. It's a big one, and this is actually we had 2 full moons in Aquarius for Leo season, so the second one is like, let's finish it up. Let's really like, it's yeah, kind of a thing. I know a lot of times people are like, this full moon is really powerful, and we hear that for every single full moon, and that's kind of true, but also like full moons are sort of mundane too, right? We get them all the time. So but like, what can we let go? What can we release? What can we surrender? Full moon in Aquarius. I would suggest for this going by your rising sign if you know it, because that's going to determine what house the full moon is in for you, which is really important. If you don't know your rising sign, go by your sun sign. Or, you know, just watch them all and see if there's something that you need to hear in here. Because I know not everybody does astrology too, you know. All right, let's do it. Start with one card. I always say I'm going to clarify as needed, and then I forget to clarify, so I will clarify as needed, and I'll try to remember. As always, I'll list timestamps in the description. Feeling like a little scattered, a little all over the place. Can I blame that on Jupiter? I think it is the moon. The moon, this lunation has been, I've been feeling it for like, I want to say like a week. Like, has anybody else been feeling like that? Like, sort of scattered, sort of like all over the place, not sleeping well, weird dreams, sort of like, it's almost kind of like, for me, it's almost kind of like manic-y. But I'm a Cancer rising, so my chart ruler is the moon. So whatever the moon is doing, I kind of tend to be doing. If you're a Cancer rising, let me know if you sort of relate to that, because since we're ruled by the moon, it's like, I feel like we're really in tune with the moon, with whatever. Okay, enough chatter. We'll start with cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. What's released for the full moon in Aquarius? What do we got? Oh. What do we need to let go? What do we need to release? What do we need to surrender? What is that? The Empress. Number 3. The Empress is, so this is Major Arcana. She's like the most motherly of all the figures, right? She's like divine feminine vibes, you know, and unconditional love, and she's very like okay, I'm just getting like the Empress, because every card has polarities, like there's the good and the bad. Some people read those as reversals. I don't do reversals, so I kind of try to embrace the whole card as is. I'm getting for that like attachments to things, like the way that we can smother things, relationships, people, you know, we want to like, let me love you, you know what I mean? And you know, with Venus being in Libra, that the cardinal signs are going to be feeling that too. So yeah, I feel like surrendering attachments, maybe to like a person, a relationship, an outcome. I'm going to clarify it actually. Like, let's see. What about this Empress? Let's clarify this Empress. Like, what about this Empress and this unconditional love and this, these like attachments? What do we need to let go? And clarify the Empress. Number 3. And you know, for some of you, maybe there is somebody who's kind of an Empress type in your life. Doesn't have to be a woman, doesn't have to be a man, it could be anyone who sort of is an Empress type for you. Maybe they 2 of Rods is a clarifier. Maybe they sort of, they could be like an ideal for you, like let go of that idea, let go of them maybe entirely, especially if they kind of tend to, I just keep hearing smother, like smother, and be like, so smother. If they tend to smother you, if they tend to like just want to, it's almost like, I feel like smothering, like it comes from a place of love a lot of times, but it can like, it can sort of rob people of their agency. You're like, I know what's best for you. I know what you need. I know how to fix you. You know, and that, when we think we know better than other people about their own lives, like that actually, it's kind of insulting. Like we're assuming that we know what's good for them and they don't know what's good for them. You're taking away their autonomy and their ability to make decisions for themselves. And yeah, I feel like we need to let go of that kind of love, that kind of idea. Or if there's a person in your life that does this to you, maybe it's your mom. Maybe, you know, it's a partner or a friend, or just like a dynamic that you're engaging in. And it's time to just kind of let go of that. And that doesn't necessarily mean like cutting somebody out of your life. Maybe just sort of like drawing back and detaching from that, because full moon in Aquarius, like Aquarius is a very detached sign. That doesn't mean they don't care. It doesn't mean, you know, because they're also the humanitarian. They do care. They care very deeply, but in a sort of bird's eye view kind of way. And the clarifier is the 2 of Wands, which is like making plans, looking forward to the future, and like sort of your vision and moving on. And it's really hard. It's really hard to like make plans for yourself, make your own moves, like do what you want to do and hold your vision if somebody else is trying to do that for you, or if you're trying to do that for somebody else. So I know I talk about codependency a lot, but it feels very like codependent vibe. So maybe just like releasing those kinds of attachments, releasing those kinds of patterns, letting go of the need to fix people, control things, say you know what's best for people, or let other people do that to you. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting for that. It feels like a message about like unconditional love. You can love someone and not have to control them. Like you can love someone and not need them to do anything for you, or the people in your life can love you and not need you to do anything for them. Like love it just is. So if you have like patterns or habits with like, it's almost like kind of like mommy issues, you know, which is definitely a thing. Like, especially if you had like a lot of us had helicopter parents, helicopter moms, and I know what's best for you. I know what you need to do, you know, and how that kind of robs us of self-trust and agency. And so noticing those patterns, working on releasing them, and really just trusting your own path, your own vision for yourself, and being able to love people and trust that they have their own path and their own vision, and that they know what's best for them too. I hope that came through. Yeah. That's a big one. That's a big one, cardinal signs. And you know, I feel like cardinal signs, we can kind of struggle with that. And I speak as I have Aries moon, Venus, and I'm a Cancer rising. So like I have definitely struggled with being like, let me love you. Let me fix you. Let me show you what's good for you. I know. Try, like, no, that's not how it's not healthy, in my opinion. Like that's not what conditional love is. That's like ego stuff. And learning to let go of that's an ongoing process. It's like an unlearning process, but we can do it. Fixed signs are next. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like not a really big one, because it's heavy fixed sign energy right now. Sun in Leo, Moon in Aquarius with Jupiter. Yeah, fixed signs they're feeling it. So let's do fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. What's released for the full moon? Seven of Cups, which is like illusions and fantasy, and yeah, not seeing things clearly, being like, oof. And that, what I'm getting is like the ways we put people on pedestals, you know, and we sort of build up this whole fantasy in our minds. Sometimes we do it to ourselves, like we hold ourselves to like incredibly high, unrealistic standards. But we can do that with others too. I'm gonna clarify that. I'm gonna see what that's about. Like, what illusion or fantasy do we need to let go of? Fixed signs for the full moon. There's like some kind of, yeah, like dream or illusion, fantasy thing that we need to clear out. Just unrealistic expectations, idealism, which Aquarius can be a very idealistic sign, that like this is the way that things should be. This is, you know, we can do so much better. We can be so much better, and that's a good thing. But it can be a struggle too. Four coins, pentacles. These things together, that's really interesting. Wasn't it my Virgo reading that just had these? No, it was Four of Cups and Seven of Cups with the Virgo reading. Fours in tarot are about like stability, containment, you know, something that's kind of culminated, it's reached this point, and it's like very like, this is what it is. For releasing for the full moon, the Seven of Cups clarified by that. I think I might need another one. I'm almost kind of hearing like, I feel like it's like maybe letting go of like self-doubt. Because, you know, sometimes we can struggle with idealism and fantasies, and this is the way that things should be. This is the way, you know. And with the Four of Pentacles being like holding on and clinging. Yeah, like we're clinging to a fantasy. Yeah. Okay, give me another one. Let's get another clarify for this. Cling to some kind of ideal vision of something that might not be grounded in reality. It might not be a realistic thing. And everybody does that. But it's time to let it go. It's time to be like, okay, like sometimes we stay connected to situations because we feel like we know what they should be or what they're supposed to be or what they could be if only, and we're not seeing like the reality of it, of what's like right in front of our face, what's actually taking place. And full moon's a great time to get insight, to see it clearly, to let it be illuminated, and you can be like, okay, like I see what this is now. And you can decide if it is or isn't for you, if this is something that you want to keep, or if it's time to be like, all right, I gotta let this fantasy go, I gotta let this illusion go, I let the situation or this person go, just because it's just not. Or maybe my need to get attached to potential or get attached to fantasies and not see things clearly. Like maybe that's the thing that I need to work on letting go, is like the ways that I do that and why I do that. What's the clarifier? It's the 3. The 3 of coins. There's a lot of snakes in this card. Salamanders. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be like, I don't know, okay, so there's like this person in the center, and then do you see these fingers that are like, one's pointing down and one's pointing up? They're pointing in 2 different directions, and like these are yellow, these are blue. So like this person is at the center, and then there's like these 2 options, which is, I feel like it's kind of what I'm saying. Like you can choose to like see the thing clearly and be like, okay, this is fine, or like, no, it's not gonna work for me. 3 of coins is about like collaboration, and there's usually 3 people in the card. Sometimes it can be about like, for me, it can be about triangulation, like the ways that we can sort of manipulate each other, like person A talks to person B, and person B talks to person C for person A, and it's like a drama triangle. Yeah, it's unhealthy dynamics based in like fantasy and the way that we want things to be, but they're not going to be. I don't know if somebody's in something where there's like some kind of a triangle or a V, and like maybe you're trying really hard to make it work, trying really hard to hold on, but that's not based in reality. So that might be something to really take a good look at for the full moon, and decide if that's something that you want to keep investing in, you want to keep doing. That could be family dynamics. It could be friendship stuff, work stuff, and the drama triangle. Look up the drama triangle, and see if that speaks to you. Mutable signs are next. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. All right. What do we need to let go of for the full moon? Justice. I heard retribution. Like as soon as that came out, like retribution. Like karma, vengeance a little bit, like, and here's like the head, like it's the head and the heart together. Sometimes those two things can work in tandem, and sometimes they're at war. You know, you think one thing, you feel another, you have like some dissonance going on, and that can be a big struggle. But as soon as it came out, I've heard retribution. So maybe we're craving retribution. We're like, we want, you know, and that kind of only hurts us. And I know a lot of people think like mutable signs are so, you know what I mean, but we can be nasty when we really want to be, you know. I think everybody's like that a little bit, you know. I'm gonna clarify it. Like maybe there was some kind of situation where we felt was unjust. It was unfair. We got the short end of the stick. We got treated wrong. We got, you know, and it's, I want to balance it out. I want retribution. I want, you know, karma. Judge, jury, executioner. They're all me. I'm going to be them. No, we can let that go. I'm going to clarify it. Like the need to make things right, which sometimes that you can come from a good place there. You want to make things right. You want to balance them out. You want to make it fair again. But sometimes that's out of our hands, you know, like we can't control what other people do or how they see us or the ways that they show up for us or that they don't. Yeah. 5 of Wands, which is conflict, competition. And for me, it always feels like ego needs stuff, like the need to prove yourself. I'm the best. I'm going to come out on top. I'll show you. Like I get big, like this feels very, and look at all like the orange and the fire and the, and 5s in tarot are usually about like loss. Like we've come from the stability of the 4, which I mentioned in one of my other piles. And the 5 is like, it's change and loss and instability. And so you're sort of in conflict and feel competitive and like you want to win. And I'm gonna be justice. No, that's a good thing to practice letting go of. The need for control and retribution. Hey, kiddo. Mama. I guess this video is over now. Let me know what you thought of this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.